guys, and welcome to my kitchen. Today's an exciting day. Not only is it a holiday weekend, but I am launching my blog finally. So I wanted to share one of my first blog posts was a recipe. I share a lot of recipes as a culinary nutrition expert, and my blog will focus mostly on nutrition and healthy living and non-toxic lifestyle. So today I'm going to show you, just in time for the 4th of July, a delicious and healthy berry crumble. Okay, so here, what I have here in this large bowl is I'm using 1 large apple and 3 cups of mixed berries, but you can use any combination of fruit. Berries, peaches work great, or apples, but I chose berries in particular for their antioxidant properties. So I'm going to take my fruit and I'm going to mix in some arrowroot powder, and that is great for a thickening agent, and it's gluten-free. So it is a nice alternative to cornstarch. If you've made this before, you might have used cornstarch in your toppings, in your filling. All right, then I'm going to pour in some honey, and all the measurements for this recipe will be in the blog post. So I will link that in the comments, and you can check that out at your leisure. Great, so there's my messy honey. Then I'm just gonna combine this, and I'm using a fresh apple and frozen berries. You can use any combination of fresh and frozen fruit. So whatever's seasonal, whatever's local to you, whatever is affordable, you can definitely throw that in here. And it doesn't really affect the cooking time too much, whether you use fresh or frozen. You might have to cook it a little longer for frozen, but it works great. One thing you do want to be sure is that your fruit is approximately the same size. So if you have small blueberries, you want to cut your apple and your strawberries to about the size of the smaller berries. Otherwise, it's super easy. Okay, so then I'm just going to put this in here. And it kind of made a sticky clump, right? Because that was a lot of honey. But honey is a great natural sweetener. So I'm gonna just put this down, smooth it. You want to use a 9 by 11 baking dish if you have one, preferably glass. But I unfortunately just have this today, and I've done it before in this, and it works great too. This recipe is so forgiving. You really can't mess it up too much. Okay, so see, now my fruit is flat in there. Now what we need is our topping. So in my bowl I have oats, and I'm using sprouted oats, which just make them a little more digestible, and they're gluten-free. You want to be sure they're labeled gluten-free, especially if you have a gluten sensitivity. And I'm also using almond flour in here. I'm gonna need a different spoon. Work. So I'm using almond flour. The recipe on the blog uses brown rice flour, which is a little bit better for this recipe, but really you could also use the Bob's Red Mill 1-to-1 gluten-free flour would work nicely. I just like the almond, and then there's slivered almonds in here as well. Now I've got my seasonings, my allspice and my cinnamon. It smells so good. I'm gonna add that to my topping. And then this is a combination of coconut oil, which I measured out, and some more honey. Coconut oil gives us that nice healthy fat, and I love the taste of coconut. Okay, we'll just put all that in there. Okay. All right, now I'm gonna mix this up, and you might find, depending on the size of the dish you use, that this isn't enough topping to cover your entire crumble. If that happens to you, you can simply add in more flour and the oats, and maybe a little honey. A little honey doesn't hurt. You can also use maple syrup in this recipe if you are vegan or don't want to use honey for whatever reason. Totally good. There's just no processed sugar in this, so it makes it a little bit healthier. And you could even reduce the amount of honey that you put in the base and the crumble if you wanted this to be a little bit healthier and maybe serve it more like a breakfast dish. I've been known to eat this for breakfast, to be honest. Just the way it is. But the way I'm making it today is more like a dessert topping, or is more like a dessert dish, which would be great if you are fortunate enough to be with your family this holiday. They will love it, and you can feel good serving this. Fruits have a lot of vitamins and minerals, and these berries are full of antioxidants, which are so important, especially right now in these times where we're focusing more on our health and wellness. And I'm just spreading this to cover. You want to cover the whole thing. And that's pretty good. To me, the fruit and the filling are the best part, so if I'm a little short on the topping, it's okay. It's okay. All right, so there we go. Got it all covered. This is what it looks like. So you have a healthy dessert. I'm gonna bake it and we'll be right back.
Hi everyone.
Hi guys, we're back. So our fruit crisp baked for about 45 minutes and it smells amazing, looks super good.
Watch out!
It's hot, it's very hot. But it came out, so you want to cook it so the top is browned very nicely and the berry filling is bubbly, which it is. And the first piece never comes out very pretty, but it is super good. So we're gonna try it. It's probably super hot too. It's good. You wanna try it?
I want to try it when it's cooled down.
Later? Okay. Thanks guys. I definitely suggest you check this recipe out. Again, I'll link my blog below and you can get the full recipe with all the details.
Yeah, more ingredients to add to it?
No, we already made it. But the ingredients are on the blog, that's correct. Okay, let's say Happy 4th of July.
Happy 4th of July. We have our aprons on. Aprons!